Not on Jack. Hey, how's everyone doing? It's been a hot second since we've been live, eh?
Oh yeah, a couple weeks.
Yeah. And hey, I mean, coming on the heels of news that we're gonna be taking July off. July, right? We're
Yeah.
taking July off from streaming. So let's see how many people pile in or whether or not people have forgotten about us. So far, we're at 0. Oh, you know what I forgot to do?
What?
I forgot to make the stream monetized. On. Save. It's already got a like. I like that.
Dig it.
People in. What are we at now? Still at 0. Oh, we don't have anybody watching, dude. Oh, there's 2 people coming in.
See, at least before we had me as one because I was doing it through YouTube so I can get the comments. Now I just get them here, so I don't have to tune into it.
It's probably best for the
algorithm.
SR375 in the house.
Welcome.
Yeah, we're back. It's kind of nice, actually. Last couple of weeks have been kind of crazy. Lots to share, actually, including one of the worst ever microphone sounds that I have, and I'm going to actually play the microphone sound for the live stream. This is going to be the worst sounding microphone ever. I just put out a video last week talking about my most hated microphones. It was between the Pyle and the Behringer, and that thing, nobody watched it. I can't believe nobody watched it. I thought that would be like all of the Behringer fanboys kind of piling over themselves to like, no, it's the best. The 1800S just sounds like trash. However, I found a worse sounding microphone than the 1800S, Dylan. Can you?
Yeah, I can because I've heard it.
It's pretty bad, eh?
Yeah, it's gross. I would not, a 0 out of 10, would not recommend.
Would not recommend. I like it, UK. Greetings from the UK. How's it going?
Greetings.
Grey Poupon. Yeah, I know, right? Nobody even got the Grey Poupon joke from that. That was a couple weeks ago. I forget how long it's been since we've been able to do this. Poseidon, how's it going, man?
G'day.
And Radio Shack Mike, it might as well be. We'll play that in a little bit. We'll actually set it up for a little bit later on when we get more people in the house. Because this is something I'm only going to play it once or twice. I don't. It's going to be. I've got 2 videos coming out next week.
It will be physically offensive.
It says Dylan, you're distorting.
Am I distorting, Aiden?
No, I don't hear any distortion.
Oh, something weird with StreamYard. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe gain down just a little bit. I don't think.
Oh, I am gained up a little bit high, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know why. Somehow, I never touched that fader, but somehow every week we go to do this, and I'm like, how did you get up there?
Red Cabin, hey guys, driving.
Today, well, drive safe.
And then continue. Oh no, that's Beresford. I was gonna say, and then continues, but hi, just came back from a trip to Cardiff. May or may not have got absolutely smashed. Long story. Isn't that what you do in Cardiff? I drove through Cardiff last year, so I figured. Rick on Mike, happy Friday. How's it going? And apparently that fixed the distortion. Sweet. I don't know how much people have got us turned up, so it's hard to tell. And also StreamYard does have that like gain matching that is automatic on this. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can tell like I'm not getting a vanilla feed from you right now.
Okay. I've actually, you know what? I can. Oh, come here. Get over here. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a little more intimate. I'm actually, I'm testing out the kind of the mic placement above the camera, which I've kind of wanted to do for a little while because having it off to the side kind of just bungs everything up, and then also getting it off of the table so when I bump the table, you don't hear that rumble, which has been pissing me off. So past couple weeks, I got a couple things came up. So last weekend, why did we miss? Got to catch my bus. I see my friends. I don't know what that's referencing, but I think that sounds very familiar. Why did we miss the 2 weeks ago? Why did we miss the live stream?
Because I was sick.
Oh, you were sick. Okay, so that's resolved. Last week, my kid, who's a synchronized swimmer, got an invitation from Team Ontario to swim or to try out for Team Ontario, so a provincial team. And yeah, so last weekend we ended up going down to Toronto and they tried out and they made the team. So they're going to be on Team Ontario, going to be trying for the Pan Am Games, which is pretty wild.
That's cool.
But it also means I've got to live in Toronto for a couple weeks in July. So we're actually renting out a place down there, and my kid's going to be doing all the training and stuff for that, which means there's going to be a couple weeks in July that I won't be able to actually do a live stream. So, and then Dylan's also got his vacation. I'm letting him have vacation. I don't know why.
He's letting me, yeah.
I got ice cream on the way, guys. You're gonna have to watch me eat ice cream. Hey, love. You can bring the ice cream down. I have to eat ice cream live on stream. That's just how it is.
I mean, if I had it here.
It is even.
If I had it here, I would.
With iced coffee, pecan ice.
Oh,
pecan coffee.
Iced pecan coffee.
I
love you.
Damn you.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
I could do that, especially because I'm in the one room in our flat that has no air conditioner in it. Which is probably why I didn't mention it, but I got my eye on a pair of Atom A7Vs at Long McQuaid.
Oh yeah.
Some monitors, because one of my KRKs finally is pooched, and I have not been able to fix. I thought it was a filter cap problem because it was buzzing like a beaver. And so I took it apart, took the filter caps out, measured them. They're within spec. No voltage loss, nothing. So I'm like, okay, well, this is my extent of how to deal with this problem. And
can you actually hear me eating the ice cream?
Yeah, you're coming at me from one side, but yeah.
That's the problem with shotgun mics, eh?
Well, no, it's because I got one speaker.
Correct pronunciation, pecan or pecan?
That's a good one. I don't know.
Yeah, we're Canadian, so it's pecan. Pecan.
I say pecan, yeah. I put a little more E emphasis.
Yeah, it's a Canadian thing.
E emphasis.
I do also accept pecan. I'm
yes, pecans. For some reason, whenever I hear that, I think like British. Like, yes, very pecan. I love the pecans. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute for a second while I face fuck this ice cream.
Oh boy, but no. So was
that too much?
No. I mean, it's on par for the channel. I think it's on par for the stuff that we've done on this stream.
Somebody clip that.
Oh yeah, well yeah, make a short out of it. Remember Zip Fizz?
Oh yeah. People hate it when I repurpose live content though.
Oh yeah.
I got yelled at. Here, 1 second. I'm just gonna take over for a second or two, Dylan.
Cool. Yeah, so I got a dead monitor. It's fine. I got good mixing headphones. I can get by on just headphones, but it does kind of suck. I have to talk to people. Now I'm not using headphones obviously because I don't mind Aiden talking at me from one side. It's fine. It's I don't know. I will say this. I will never buy speakers without listening to them. There are people that will order speakers on Sweetwater and stuff. And I'm like, why? No. Unless you heard them in whatever place is your home base, and you like them, don't buy speakers without listening to them. I wish the same could be true for headphones. And in some cases it is. A lot of music stores or audio stores now have like headphone listening booths. But yeah, don't buy anything that you're going to listen to stuff to, especially for the price that you'd pay for like monitors.
Oh, you got to buy them. You have to hear them in your environment as far as
you do. That's a little trickier. I usually say if I'm going to play the mixes that I've done that I'm familiar with, I'm going to play the music that I'm familiar with through them. I'm going to listen to them, and whatever gives me kind of the most detail in the reproduction of it, that's what I go for. I go for honesty. Some people go for whatever makes their music sound great, and I'm like, yeah, but there's some shimmery there. You know, it's not flat. Like
I go with whatever the company's sending me. Because I don't do any critical mixing. The podcast stuff I do is headphone based because I'm really critically listening for mouth noises and stuff like that. So it's not as not as like I'm not, dialing in a bass guitar into a mix or anything like you're doing. One of these days I might end up getting to the point where I'm doing that, but like I run Mackie and PreSonus. And I use the Mackies for I think those are for my hook to my Rodecaster Pro. No, the Mackies are run to the Maxi DLZ Creator XS, and the PreSonus go to my Rodecaster Pro 2. Until
you
decide.
should invest in at some point. God, the wiring of all that makes my head hurt. You should get like a monitor controller.
Oh God, I would love one. So I can run dual. If I would be able to run dual monitors on both, so I could switch between both for both systems. However, I'm going to be separating my two systems soon. This back wall here that you can kind of see when I zoom out with the camera and it's at full. This is kind of a blank wall here. I'm going to be putting a stand-up desk with another 43-inch monitor on it. Right there, and that's going to be my working space. I want a sit-stand desk. I've wanted one for some time. Like I spend 8 to 10 hours just sitting editing podcasts and stuff like that. I need something that's going to get me moving a little bit, because goddamn, man, when you're in your 40s and you sit all day, it ain't good.
No, even and I'm younger than you are, but like I even feel it. Like at work, I would say once an hour, I make it a point to kind of do a lap,
Yeah, but then it breaks.
And then people are like, what are you doing? What are you you going to talk to somebody? You look for somebody? Like, no, I'm getting up.
Yeah. But I'm very flow based in my work.
Yeah.
And one of the things, since I quit smoking cigarettes, because I can just sit at my desk and work, if I break the flow, it takes me a while to get back into it. So I try to stay working as much as possible. So that's why the sit-stand desk would be great.
No, I get, like, I can do it differently, because in the kind of work that I'm doing, like producing short form content, like, the work is fragmented enough that there's enough kind of spaces in between things that as long as I manage my calendar right, I can take a 5-minute break periodically.
I'm looking this up. Uplift Desk Canada. It's got Progressive Desk, Wayfair Canada. Wayfair's not getting my money. Uplift Desk, office furniture that benefits you. I'm going to look into this. I want a big mofo. The one that I wanted was the Megliner. Is it a Megliner desk?
It'd be fun and also super dangerous would be we should try to build one.
Secret lab. I built a sit-stand desk.
Yeah.
Put a Chevy 350 on there. Upgraded to an adjustable desk. Very happy. Yeah, I've got my 7-foot homemade desk over here, and I freaking love it. I absolutely love that desk. It's perfect for, gaming, whatever. But now that I'm getting into more, like, especially when I'm doing videos and stuff like that, we're talking like 8-10 hour sessions of just sitting working. And I've never been like that before. As I was a smoker, I would always get up and I would walk outside, have a smoke, and do all that stuff. But now I'm just stuck to the desk. I think it's going to be a necessary evil. I am the well. I really don't understand everyone claiming you can only mix music with speakers and not headphones, even though most people listen to your work with headphones. Dylan, I'm going to release you.
So there's a big reason. And it's because the way that we naturally perceive sound in our acoustic environment is not like the way sound comes at you in headphone. If you are listening to a sound source that is over there, both ears are going to get that sound. In headphones, if I pan a sound right beside my ear, or hard left, hard right, that's only going into that one ear. So tonally, I think if you've got good headphones, tonally, you can mix on headphones. But spatially, I don't think mixing on headphones becomes a challenge when you're trying to mix spatially. And for me, the sign of a good mix has always been the spatial element. You can use AI tools nowadays to get a good EQ curve for a mix, or like feed a reference track in and get it to roughly sculpt the dynamics of your master assuming that you're feeding in a decent mix. But in the case of trying to mix for space or trying to create a space with your mix or multiple spaces that often interact together in harmony, it's really hard to do that on headphones. And so, and get a consistent result. I find, again, panning stuff. I have a hard time feeling out panning. Whereas if I'm in front of a properly spaced pair of speakers, the sound comes out your ears more naturally. And so there is definitely a difference. It's not impossible. It's just a lot harder.
Yeah, and I find like being separated from the headphones to mix. Like I don't do again.
Aiden's somewhere off in the ether.
Sorry, I'm coming back. I forgot to hit the button. I find some of the just the freedom of getting away from the headphones, and you start to like, oh wow, because who knew an 8-inch speaker will be able to replicate sounds better than a little 3-inch driver in your headphones.
Well, and so here's another point too, and a good compromise, because here's the thing, right? There's a huge caveat to this. If you're in a bad room, don't spend any time doing anything on speakers. Because if your room is garbage, if there's standing waves all over the place and resonance is up the ass, having a $30,000 pair of Barefoots isn't really going to be something that is going to give you a good product. Nowadays, a good compromise, if you don't have a good room or the money to shell out on, really good monitors, like I find, a good pair of quality monitors, like the ones I'm looking at, are like $1,000 a piece. That's a hard bill to swallow. And so a good compromise. Now they make plugins. That actually simulate a speaker-based mixing environment to help you achieve those spatial results. I was dubious of them for a while. I'm like, that's such a weird thing. Like simulating a space virtual, like Abbey Road Studios, for example, that Waves has one that simulates a mixing room at Abbey Road. I think multiple at Abbey Road. And it actually uses your webcam to track your head position to figure out like where the speakers are in relation to your ear. I have not found that part to be super reactive. I will say that it's a cool idea, but I don't know that the facial recognition. Like I don't know, if I had a webcam with LiDAR that could actually sense kind of the positioning of my head and everything really precisely, it would probably be different. But I've got a garbage webcam, and so it wasn't great for me. But so that's a good compromise. I will say, if you are going to mix on headphones and you do find it challenging to make for space, get one of those plugins. I think one is called like Waves NX. That's like the normal one. And then there's like an Abbey Road version. That's a really good way to get better results in your mixes in headphones, I think.
I Like It UK says, I went Secret Lab. That's the one I was trying to think of. Is Secret Lab Magnus. How good is it? Because I Like It UK, I've heard one thing about them, because they have like the magnetic tops, the metal magnetic tops that the wireless mice have a hard time on the surface. Let me know if that's an issue, because that's kind of kept me away from it. They're expensive. They're like $1,000. But they're really nice and they look really pretty. And I have a reason to want them to look really pretty, because they're going to be part of my background. So yeah. Poseidon says, looking for a new job, hopefully work from home. As soon as I can get it, I'll be building a sit stand desk. Dylan, what do you think it would take to build our own sit stand desk?
Well, some decent. I mean, I've got some at work, so I would probably honestly just cheat and examine the construction and the engineering of them, figure out exactly like what kind of motor we're looking at, what kind of like drivetrain. You want something that can actually, like the ones at work are rated for a stupid amount of weight, as they have to be in a radio station. Like hundreds of pounds of stable upward, downward movement. Like I know our rigs in Toronto, they span like a 20-foot wall, and they have the Behringer, like they have a full console, a bunch of different monitor stands, a bunch of the actual speakers are mounted to the desk too, so everything raises with, and they're super stable and digital.
I wanted to do that with my main desk rig.
Yeah,
where I would put it on a sit stand, but the 43-inch monitor kind of gets in the way because it's wall mounted. And I could mount it to the back of the desk, but I don't have enough depth to the desk.
I think we would have, for something like that, we would have to collab with like a machinist channel or something. There's too many. Like, I'm not putting my equipment on a desk that I fabric cobbled together
So
with a
there
very rudimentary understanding of carpentry.
machinist channels. I'm actually pretty decent from a carpentry perspective.
Yeah, I can do basic stuff, but building a moving electrical desk, that's slightly outside my wheelhouse. Like, I can build a rack, I can build a custom kind of mixer station that looks clean, but I just don't have the right cabinet
Here's
making
one.
tools.
Canadian hobby metalworkers from Reddit have like their favorite channels they watch. We should go through.
There's one guy that I know that's Canadian. I used to follow him. I forget his name. I think his YouTuber name was like AVE or something. He's hilarious. But he does stuff like that.
That would be fun. I thought the worst mic ever was in my laptop. Not quite. We have a worse mic than that. Stay tuned if you want to hear the worst mic sound ever. Or you could just wait until the weekend or till Tuesday. I think this.
You know what I should do? I should try recording a VO using the mic on this webcam.
And then see, oh, dude, that would be ultimate. You try and then you try to make it sound
like it was. Oh my God.
Can you record a voiceovers? Can you record a full song with a webcam mic? There we go. We're miking a drum set.
I draw the line. I mean, I know we're miracle workers, but I VO, I think is more than enough of a challenge. Make a commercial ready VO.
That would be a good video. You want to do that for my channel, or you want to wait for yours?
We could do some kind of cross collab maybe.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be fun. I'll do the voiceover thing.
And I'll shoot it through the webcam. So all you see is like my mouth like against the camera lens, trying to get as close to the mic as possible.
You're gonna have to treat your room a bit too.
Oh God, yeah.
You must use a mouse mat as the surface does not work well. I've not seen an issue with my Corsair wireless mouse. That's what I have, Corsair. Also, I have the Mac mouse, but I think I'm getting rid of that. Beresford said, "Did someone say machinist channels?" Yes, Beresford. What do you got, buddy?
Yeah, what do you got?
You let me know. I like a UK. The big problem with the secret lab desk is very hard to use a microphone mount. I could not use my Elgato mic arm. That's the beauty of this one desk, is it won't be set up for any kind of communication. I guess I could use it for like streaming. Could not use your Elgato mic arm. You can get mic arms specific for the desk, I believe, if I recall.
Well, I was gonna say, so what is the top? The top's made of metal, obviously.
Was that look up the
because I was gonna say, I mean, Rode with their mics gives you a clamp and a grommet mount, like a through hole mount.
$1,000 metal desk. Are you gonna just start drilling through that shit?
I mean, it depends on if I'm getting it for that, then yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I love this SR375 Adam Savage Cloud 42. You think Adam Savage would work with us?
Well, not for something like that.
God,
building a sit stand desk. I think that's a little below Adam Savage's pay grade, if I had to guess.
He does it well. We just have to make it cool. Like it maybe has to spit flames or something.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah,
yeah. I think that
or like, I don't know. You've got a bunch of like networked 6 sit stand desks that like you raise one to a certain height and the others raised to the same height. Like, I don't know, some weird thing.
Cloud 42. I'm gonna look that up.
AVE is hilarious though. That guy, when he does teardowns of shit, I eat that shit up. I love that. Yeah. Oh my God, he's hilarious. The amount of like shop jargon, it's awesome. I love it.
Is he Canadian?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Dude's got.
Oh, I don't know that he does a lot of like collabs or is like full blown YouTuber.
1.43 million subs.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's getting back to me. It'd be nice. Apple's Magic Mouse is called that because it feels magical when it actually stays connected. Yeah, you know what? If they could take what the Apple mouse does and put it into a full-size freaking mouse that works, oh my God. Using a Mac, certain programs, it's great. Like the side swipe gestures and all that stuff are great.
Yeah.
But everything else, it's dog shit to use over a long period of time.
Well, I was gonna say, because the problem is, right, there's two like mouse grips. There's like hand grip, there's palm grip, and then there's claw grip. And
Yeah.
I find those little tiny weird. It's the same reason. Like for work, I got like this little Lenovo, one of those like swivel Bluetooth mice.
Yeah.
And it's same thing. It's cool. It doubles as a presentation controller on the back. It's got like
Oh,
touch
that's cool.
controls for presentations, and swivels around stuff. But I just can't stand the grip.
Yeah.
For 8 hours a day where you're using a mouse and you're having to like kind of click like this because it doesn't contour to your hand properly.
I bought it because of the side scrolling.
Yeah,
thought,
that is nice. When I had my MacBook, I the gestures on the mouse. I love the gestures on the trackpad too, but on the mouse it was just
I
like,
bought both. I've got the Mac because I bought the mouse first thinking I could do pinch zoom for Final Cut Pro, but
Yeah.
you can't. It's
Yeah.
actually triggered, or it's attached to like a physical button that you have to click to zoom in and zoom out.
Yeah.
But on the trackpad, I bought the trackpad because you
just
can zoom with it.
Yeah.
So now I have both, but I think I'm going to be replacing the mouse. I'll just leave the mouse with the laptop because it's good for laptop work.
Yeah.
Oh, you gave me a fry, Andrew. Hey man, is that some sort of sexual innuendo, buddy? I'm in for it. Don't worry, but still, use a road arm with my uplift. Nice. Yeah, I'm looking at uplift as well. I'm going to look at a few. I don't mind the idea of having like a mic, and because it's going to be set up with an interface and all that stuff. So it's the clamp that's the issue when you try to use the cable cover. Yeah, I can see that. I wonder if the Rode clamp would be better. Anyways, I'm going to start. Maybe I'll get the best desk possible for all this. You gave me a fright, Dylan, with that shirt. I thought I'd gone back to the 1980s and I was looking at a Leisure Suit Larry. I had a terrible night's sleep, so easily spooked.
This
Damn.
was the Audio Valley there. The the porn star shoot. Yeah.
That was epic, man. Porn star tells you how to mic a drum set.
That was amazing. We should do a whole series of videos. I'll just like adopt a character and just
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, speaking of, by the way, we now have an office, dude. We have office space. Yeah. In Toronto, in downtown Ottawa.
I was gonna say, I'm not going to Toronto. What the fuck?
So now Dark Corner Studios is based out of Ontario. It's no longer based in Quebec. And there's many different reasons I'm going to be.
Also, why am I just hearing about this? We just talked about this 2 days ago.
I just booked it.
Today?
Yeah, I texted you after I did. Then you sent me a couple memes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's so basically this has office space over. I think it's on Slater. So I'm going to actually have a mailing address now for people because people have asked me before, hey, can we send you stuff? And because it's been my house, I've had to say no because
I thought for a bit you had like a PO box.
No, they're expensive. They're like
I know. I thought that you were complaining about how expensive they were, and I thought you had one though.
So yeah, I just I found a shared workspace that actually is like an office space for me. And I can go in there and work there. And I'm actually going to go in. They got free coffee and I'm in. So technically we have office space now, Dylan.
Sweet. So I got a bunch of gear that I need to put somewhere.
Don't have that office space. Although
I feel like all the office space for you and I is going to be is like storage space for all the extra shit we don't use.
Well, that's the thing. So like there's different tiers of office. You can have your own office there. I think it's like $450 a month, which isn't bad. I got one of the smaller tiers because I just need somewhere to call my office in Ontario.
Yeah.
Not for tax reasons whatsoever. And this was one of the great things. And I also have a place to go. So when shit's getting hairy around here, I can actually just go work there. Which is
shit's getting hairy around here.
Well, I mean, like sometimes this house isn't a great place to work.
There can be lots of commotion and you have a lot of people living together.
You can't stay focused. I mean, family alone is when the in-laws are here. My God. I use a Logitech track. Not that but you can't get work done when your in-laws are here, just in case they're watching. You guys are always welcome. Just as hard to get work done when your in-laws are here. So SR375. I use a Logitech trackball with my Mac. I've thought about getting one of those trackballs. I'm not very good with the trackpad. I wonder if I'd be better with the trackball.
Honestly, I find getting used to the trackball. I haven't used one in years, but like you get used to it after a bit, and you get used to the sort of the slightly different hand movements. Even though it's pretty much the same movement as the mouse, but precision. I find is a lot easier. It's not as quick as the mouse for me, but in terms of like if I'm doing stuff in Photoshop or something, I find the trackball actually easier to get really precise movement.
Well, the whole goal is I'm going to be moving all of my editing over to the Mac, even through Audition, because I still have Audition. So it's going to be moved over, and then I'm getting the Logic, because I use the G13 keyboard, and I use Corsair mouse, and I'll be switching all that over, and then I'll just keep the trackpad as well. Also of note, I have big hands. Well, that's a nice note. And the trackball works better. Making things awkward, man.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know, Aiden's got sausage fingers there, so
I have mitts. I have a mitt for
yeah.
Like I have very wide, so I don't have long fingers, which annoys me.
I have very long, scrawny fingers.
Yeah, great for playing instruments.
Great for piano. That's what everyone always says, like, oh, those must be awesome for piano. It's like, yeah, they are.
Gamers would find trackballs easier since they look a little similar to analog control sticks for Switch, Xbox. That's actually an interesting question. I know there's some trackball stuff that you can get for people with disabilities. That makes it a lot easier. And I've seen a few that integrate that for different fingers and stuff like that, which that I bet you could probably get really good with it. Like really good. And years of wrist problems. Yeah, I don't have any wrist problems with using a mouse. Although I'm new to office work. I used to be a grunt. I used to do a lot of physical labor. So I'd imagine if I got 20 years in doing computer work, my wrists would be a freaking mess. But I also work on my flexibility at the gym, so that works.
That's good. Yeah.
So worst mic sound ever. I've been teasing this.
Yep.
Are you guys? Is there anybody here willing to guess what the worst mic sound ever is? I'm kind of curious if anyone wants to guess. I'm going to get it lined up here, Dylan. Oh, is it not on this computer? Oh, no. I don't have it on this computer. Didn't I send it to you? I did send it to you.
Did you?
Yeah, I remember I sent it to you yesterday over Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
How we played it. Or did I email it to you? I don't think I emailed it to you.
No, I think you just Facebooked it to me and I downloaded it.
I'm going to find it. I swear to God.
Nauseating.
It's pretty brutal. No,
like my iPhone distorts better than that does.
No, it's I didn't send it to you on Facebook.
I'm listening to it right now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Can you send it to me? Over Facebook?
Nope.
Why?
Well, because I can't download. I can only listen to it.
It's on. When did I send it to you?
Oh no, wait. These are the ones when you had just the noisy stuff.
Yeah, it's the noisy crap.
Yeah.
Damn it!
How the hell did you get it to me? You must have emailed it to me.
Here, you look for that. I'm gonna put you on main stream. And you can chat with everybody.
Sweet.
Here, put you.
As I'm looking for your email. Oh boy. That's it, right? Nowadays we got all these different ways of people to communicate. So when somebody sends something to you or communicates with you a certain way, you're like, where did I get that? Where did they send it? Where did I get it? But yeah. I flip back to StreamYard. Oh, how's everybody doing?
This thing is microphone.
Logitech, yeah. Yeah, I've got both Corsair for mine. I think my keyboard I'm gonna have to replace pretty soon. The mouse also doesn't support the latest IQ, or the latest IQ doesn't support my mouse. So both of those are probably gonna be gone too sometime in the next little while. What is he doing?
Getting close like this. I'm not really
yeah.
But I am disturbed.
Yeah, that's the sound of the mic. Hopefully he's gonna be able to play this through the stream. Again, a little less room tone on it. But hi, Hayden, we hear you. Yeah, we do. No, I'm not using a GoPro. I'm using one of those like kind of corporate boardroom cameras. I was in a wider room at a point, and so having a camera with a wider lens, although admittedly the lens ended up being a little bit too wide. And it was something good. It did a good resolution. It was an upgrade over the garbage I was using before that. Which was literally an Xbox Live Vision camera for video calls. Oh, I hated that thing.
I'm back.
Beginning of COVID.
I'm back. I think I got to share. Nobody's going to be able to hear. No one's going to be able to hear that, I don't think. So
we heard that. We heard it in the room. We heard the room tone.
Oh, did you? Oh, how did?
Yeah. I pointed out. I'm like, yeah, that's the sound. Hopefully, you can play it.
So, I've got to share screen with my Facebook page. I don't like that.
He's like, oh no, that's not for me.
That's not a good thing. Can I just share sound? Here, let me see here. So I'm going to present.
You must have sent it to me on Facebook.
I just did. I just sent it to you.
But I mean, yesterday.
No, but I just sent it to you today. It's right there.
I know. I see it. But I'm saying, like, you sent it me yesterday. It's not there, but it has to, because there's no email.
Here, 1 second. My goodness.
Pardon us while we get our act together. Classic Dylan and Aiden. We got the chance to admire Aiden's workbench there. Also, the placement of his panels. What do we think? Are those panels perfectly symmetrical? I don't think so.
Your email. I also forgot there's AirDrop on these friggin' computers. God damn it.
Gotta love Mac.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go and download that. Sent. The worst absolute sound of a mic. I can't believe I'm going to all this trouble just to do this.
To show the garbage.
I gotta see you guys. If I had to hear it, you guys have to hear it. Documents. I'll open up.
Are you gonna tell? Are we gonna say what the mic was?
No. You've got to wait until we hit. You got to wait until Tuesday.
How about this? You got to guess. We won't tell you if you're right, but you got to guess.
iCloud Drive. You know what? I got to get used to using this more cloud-based stuff. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, I've gotten used to it. I've been paying for OneDrive for a while now, and I love that. I use it all the time.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Speaking of which.
Okay. So let's get this loaded up here. Documents. Test for Dylan. Okay. So now I'm going to share screen.
I'm sure viewer retention right now is phenomenal.
We got 16 people in. That's good. We don't need any more. Yeah. We don't need any more. Share screen. Window. Adobe Audition. There we go.
SR375. I'm here if you want help.
All right. So this is the worst mic sound ever. Dylan, you got to tell me if you can hear this.
You might notice when I get in close like this, I'm not really talking all that.
Oh my God.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. I wish I didn't.
So we're gonna take guesses if anyone can guess exactly what the brand of microphone.
Oh, that's so fucked.
Oh yeah, now we're losing viewers. That's right. Sexy robot. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna play the whole clip here.
Oh God.
Now, and I have to preface this, guys. This is not peaking audio. This is not peaked. This is an.
I mean, it's clearly distorted. It's
an overwhelmed capsule. I was only hitting -9 while recording this, and I actually turned the microphone down while I'm recording just to show you that I'm still actually causing. So you'll hear at the end of this, you can see where I start to turn the microphone down. Here, let's listen to it. It's only 8 seconds. See how many people.
You might notice when I get in close like this, I'm not really talking all that loud, but I am distorted. Okay, so let's actually bring the gain down.
So that's with me lowering the gain on the microphone. That's USB. I like it, UK.
I got IBD now because of that. Like,
yeah. That
was
sounds amazing. Is it defective? No.
disgusting.
That's the worst part about this. I'm almost positive this is a company that sent me the microphone, and I believe they checked it before they sent it out. If it is defective, oh dear God, how did you not know that the microphone was like that before you sent it to me? When you're using the microphone normally from like 4 inches away, you don't really hear it. It does distort a bit when you get a little close and you get that proximity effect, but it's just complete. Oh, CAD. No, it's not a CAD. I heard
It's a
CAD.
good guess.
That is a good guess. I've heard the CAD 100E is awesome.
I've used they have a tube ribbon mic that wasn't particularly expensive, or not tube. What am I saying? Tube condenser mic. And it was actually decent. I used it as a room mic a few times, and it was kind of neat.
Yeah, I Am the Well sounds like it came from a speaker from 1916. Not IBS from that. Irritable bowel syndrome. I don't.
Yeah,
Well,
irritable bowel disease. I always get those
a little
two
bit.
mixed
Sweet
up.
mother of all things, Doctor Who. That's awful. Yeah, it's pretty bad. You'll see it next week. I've got a video coming out. I've got 2 videos coming out because it came as part of a package. And once you guys see it, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. I get
It'd be
that.
fun to go through all your USB mics and get like right up on them like that. Because I mean, we did it with my mic. And
This is the one thing I haven't been overly testing a lot of mics. Now, I'll just give you a little bit of a hint. It's one of the consumer models. It's not a prosumer or pro.
no kidding.
Yeah, no kidding, eh? I did not pay money for that. No, SR375. It was sent to me by the company, and I think they're about to regret their decisions.
If you had, I probably would have slapped you.
I'm pretty sure if it costs more than 10 pounds, including the cable, then it's too expensive. It costs 5 times more than that. I'm finding there's a lot of companies that are probably going to stop sending me products, which I'm fine with that. But yeah, does it look like a cheap mic, or does it look decent at least? I love Danny. Danny's like, what? Does it at least look good? Yeah, it actually looks pretty good. So it's a UK mic. No, it's not. It is not a UK mic. You didn't pay for it, but somehow still paid too much. The company paid. The company is going to pay dearly. And this is the problem with, and like a lot of people say that I'm negative on purpose to try to push views. Not really, because the more negative I am, the less product I get from the company. So it's basically going to dry up my channel eventually. And I know it's going to piss a lot of people off when I do the review. It's going to piss a lot of not the viewers on this channel. I don't think, not the standards, the regulars. But there's going to be, I get a lot of hate for my Behringer hate, for my Pile hate. There's a lot of people that are mad at me because I don't like those brands. So
yeah, which is fine. I mean, we're going to be kind of slowly pivoting further up the consumer spectrum anyway.
I think I'm after this experience, I think I'm no longer going to be doing consumer stuff. I'm actually like when I walked away from USB, it's because I was kind of having the same response that I'm having now to this kind of crap, where it's like, okay, now you're literally just digging for money. I hope it's not a Rode product. Hey, it doesn't matter who it is. If you guys release trash, I'll call you on it. I will say this: I Like It UK. It is not a Rode product.
Yeah, I was going to say, please at least say that.
Rode does not release consumer products. Rode is firmly entrenched in the prosumer and the pro. Like there's stuff like the NTG3 that is pro, that is professional. Then you have the prosumer stuff like the USB mics. The PodMic USB is definitely prosumer. So yeah, no. Never thought you were negative on purpose, more towards the honest side. Yeah, and you know what I mean, that's what I'm trying for. And I do tend to, because some stuff is cheaper, so it's like, hey, that's an easy review, or people request it. That's my favorite. So I'll reach out to the company. What was that mic? The T-Bone. I reached out to the company Thomann to get the T-Bone. They sent it to me. They paid money to ship it across the ocean for me, and I get it. And I'm like, well, this is crap. I felt bad for that, but then at the same time, if you stand behind your product, you should be able to take the.
Well, that's it. I mean, we were talking with a company who was very much prioritizing honesty In like, they're almost reluctant to, or they are reluctant to send stuff to people, like, no, because they don't want there to be pressure there.
Yeah,
Um,
they're like, we don't want you guys to do a review just because we sent you an expensive piece of gear, and it's like, don't worry about that. I've
Yeah.
never had an issue with that, and like, I've got, out of all the companies, I've got to say, like, I've given bad reviews to a lot of companies, including Rode. I haven't been overly nice over the time with Rode either. I mean, one of my first videos that kind of quote unquote blew up was my Rodecaster Pro original video, where I gave it a thumbs down for the drivers. I thought the ASIO for all drivers were trash. And, so like,
I feel like that's just kind of an oxymoron. ASO drivers, or SEO for all drivers trash.
Right. Oh yeah, it has to be Neumann U87 UI. Oh, that's a special Neumann U87. Out of curiosity,
is it like the rhodium? Like, hey, we made the case out of a special kind of metal. Other than that, it's exactly the same. Mike, have $1,000 more for it.
Yeah, no kidding. Danny with a great question. Out of curiosity, where do you delineate between consumer to pro? Is it price, features? Actually, the customer is who kind of like, that's who creates their own little bubbles. So for example, when a company releases a product and it's released at it's a super cheap $50 microphone for gamers, streamers, and it's clear that it's not meant for anybody that is worried about the frequencies that are coming out of the microphone. A good example, it's not even on my desk anymore. Oh, here it is. The Maono PD200X. And I actually gave this a good review, because what it was at the time was nobody was buying this to be a voiceover professional. Nobody was buying. They were just, they were getting away from using the Turtle Beach headsets, and they wanted something that sounded decent while they're talking to their friends. This is what you buy your 14-year-old. This is consumer. Then you kind of cross over into prosumer, which is like, yes, it's still like features would come into play at that point, because price can't come into play, because an SM58 isn't prosumer, it isn't consumer, it's a pro piece of gear. So feature set does come into play at that point, but then it's also like, can it be used for professional applications? And if it can be used for professional applications, but it's also like priced at a certain point, and maybe the feature set is, so actually I think that'd make a good video talking about
I think too, like, prosumer professional is hard, because it used to be, basically what somebody who's making money buys is professional. Doing what they're doing, what a hobbyist or an enthusiast who's not necessarily making money but still wants top quality stuff, prosumer. But now you've got people buying prosumer equipment who are on Twitch making thousands and thousands of dollars a month. And so that rule doesn't work anymore. I think for me, prosumer professional has always been two things: reliability.
Oh yeah.
That is most important. Like you look at like an Intel regular CPU versus a workstation CPU versus a server CPU. What does the server CPU really offer? Reliability.
Yep.
It's not going to screw up. If it screws up, it will correct itself, all those kinds of things. And I think the attention to detail too. I mean, we just, we spoke with an organization recently, and they have some products that the level of detail in, like, hey, we're going to do our board traces differently because we want to minimize noise and crosstalk as much as humanly possible. Like when a company is getting to the point where they're focusing on that, or, hey, we're going to write a custom Windows driver and beta test it over 24 months. Because, whereas there's a lot of companies, I hate to say it, Behringer, throw you under the bus. Your drivers are terrible. I've used Behringer drivers for a number of different devices. The devices sound fine, but their drivers, I either get dropped samples, or I get, weird latency options that don't line up with my DAW. Just weird shit. Weird. And so you don't get that. Like, you look at a company like RME is a great example. RME is probably one of the few companies out there that actually is kind of known for phenomenally stable Windows drivers, compared to a company like Antelope. Antelope makes great equipment, high-end equipment when you have a Mac. But yeah.
I like a UK probably isn't a Zoom product. I'm actually planning on reaching out to them to like test the waters. Like, hey, do you mind if, because they've got some what are they? They're called the handhelds, the M4 mic track, 4-track recorder. They got an M2 mic track. I might reach out to them to see if they'd be willing to work with me to let me try some of those out.
I think at the same time you should drop them a line and say, "Hey, what did you think of my H Essential reviews?"
Nope. I'm not even going to bother. And that's because I'm not looking for their feedback. That's
I know. I just like twist the knife. You know,
it's hard because like so I just got in the Tascam X6, the Portacapture X6, which is going to be a video coming up compared to the Zoom Essentials H4 Essentials. And that's the kind of stuff that like I sat down with the Tascam for a few minutes. And I'm like, yes, it's more expensive than the Zoom, but not by much. And like, oh my God, the difference is huge. I still have to check like handling noise and stuff like that, but it should be interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna see if Zoom's still talking to me. They're very corporate, so they might not care. There's a very good chance. But I haven't heard from them since, if that's any indication. Looks like viewers are coming back now that audio is over with. I should play it again. Find out who the real supporters of the channel are. Well, time and service as well as results, value for money. Yeah, I'll agree. For computing, if you can keep it in the field for more than 3 years, it's pro. Yeah, and I like this, Richard. Support is also key. If you can't get a hold of anyone, you aren't pro. That is such an important aspect when you look at
it's funny that I mentioned a few companies earlier that have an issue with that.
Antelope's horrible for the support. And you know, there's others. The best companies, the best support companies are in the prosumer. I find there's this weird in pro, like the Antelope, the companies that are almost too big or couldn't care less. Another one, I'm actually doing a hit piece on my AudioFuse Studio. Arturia is another company that they're garbage response.
You know, Aiden, it's funny. I'm thinking about again a conversation we had recently, and I'm wondering if because some companies end up kind of getting super fixated on their product line, and they dump all their money into R&D and engineering staff, and then they have nothing left for any other department. Yeah, they have like one administrator, a few directors, and then everybody else is on the technical side. And so I wonder if Antelope is a victim of that because they've released some pretty groundbreaking technology, custom technology.
But I think there's also an aspect of it where they like compared to a company like Rode, who has incredible customer service.
Or Shure is phenomenal as well.
It's a good one. Actually, you call and talk to a Shure technician any time of day. Sure, that's a good one.
I called them about headphones breaking, and I got on the phone with somebody in less than 5 minutes, and the guy was in like the warehouse and just talking to him. I'm like, whoa, this is cool. I like this.
So then let's use Shure. Millions of products sold worldwide. And then you look at Antelope where they sell in the tens of hundreds compared to Shure.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's the problem where they're selling 1,000 units at $5,000, whereas Shure sells 5,000 units at $100. So I think there's more of a need for a blanket approach to support from companies like that.
Or you could do what Avid does and use support to pay for support. Basically have the department generate revenue by charging people to support, which I have to say, if you need help from Avid and you do buy like a support code or you have a plan that includes a call, they are really good. Their support people will fix whatever the hell is going on with you.
Beginner audio versus beginner wine should never be confused. It's true. How deep are you there, buddy?
I'm not drinking wine. I'm just having
SR 375. How deep are you, buddy? How are you finding the Elgato sound panels? I'm still putting mine up. I like them. I think it's actually cleaned up my audio in this space quite a bit. I still have to put some on the wall over there, that wall. That's where the desk is going to be going. Also, directly in front of me, I have like an entertainment setup with a TV, got my Xbox there, some speakers. That's all getting torn down. I don't know what I'm going to do with all the like sound system and stuff. But this is all going away, and everything's going to be focused on my desk. My gaming center will be the desk with the 43-inch monitor. I might hang the 50-inch TV over there as well, just to fuck around and find out. But so this is all going to be treated space as well, which will mean that my primary reflection is going to be taken care of, and my rear reflection is quite well taken care of, and then the side reflection will be taken care of. And at that point, I think I will have just as tight of a setup as I did when back when I was using my old background, which it's so hard. It's so hard to maintain the look while also going for the sound aesthetic. And outside of sitting in a sound booth, it's so hard because you'd be amazed at how much a good background makes people stick around. It's sad, but it's true.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So does this program take calls? If so, what are the topics? Welcome. The Universe Galaxy NBA. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, sure. We take calls. Like actual like call-ins. We should do that, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I've got a phone hybrid here. I should connect that to a line. We can literally take calls.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. Okay, so guys, if we had call-ins, would you guys that would be amazing. Let's do a call-in show.
That would be cool. Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Fucking call it. Do you have a line for a phone number, like one that's not?
I do, and I don't use it right now. It came with a bundle, so I just have to run a like an RJ11 cable to the hybrid, and it's already rigged up to the interface.
I think we're doing call-in shows.
Actually, what am I saying? I could even use there's like apps you can use to get kind of dummy lines, like even through Google, and I can just connect Bluetooth to the Rodecaster Duo.
That's a good idea. Well, I can also do the same thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could literally do the same thing.
You just do that via Discord. You know what? Make that part of the Discord channel.
I mean, we take comments and we interact that way, but we don't at the moment, we don't literally take calls. No.
So yeah, Universe Galaxy NBA. Yes, we do take comments and we interact, but I think taking phone calls, maybe doing like 3 a show or something like that, where we can kind of like interact.
Open up the lines.
We're opening up the lines, taking caller number 3. Danny Brown, love, sure, support. My SM7B yoke broke. That's nice. Just a little black connector threaded nut, and they were outstanding at identifying the part and sending full yoke, no extra charge. Yeah, same things happened with Rode as well. This little nut right here.
Oh, Bangs. Bangs is like, yes, have phone calls. I have many things to say.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah, absolutely. This thing got lost on one of my Rode arms, and I think I messaged them on Twitter, and I was like, hey guys, and they're like, here, email us and we'll get it for you. And yeah, like so much good support from the companies that are really hustling to get your money. And this is when I talk about like the relationships of consumer versus company versus reviewer, it's 3 very specific types of people. And when I talk about those relationships and hustling for your money, again, I will say companies don't love you. They only want your money. However, some companies are willing to fulfill their responsibility to the customer for your money. And those are the companies that deserve your money. And that's why I support like companies like Rode, because they actually go the extra mile for your money. They're the ones
that, at the end of the day, when you pay a lot of money, like, people are looking at buying a $2,000 microphone. Oh my God, that's a $2,000 piece of equipment. It's not. You're paying for a promise.
Yep.
That is a brand in essence, is a promise consistently kept. And so generally you pay more money for things, assuming you're not buying a scam. But in the equipment world, like if I buy a Neve and something is wonky, I'll call up AMS Neve and I'll be like, what's going on? And they'll be like, hey, that's shitty. Let's deal with that. Like, yeah, I don't know. Obviously with the exception of Antelope.
Like UK, you could use Zoom or Teams. I think the Discords. And Banks, thank you for that. The super chat. I appreciate that. I have many things to say. I would invite that. Like I actually reached out to Bangs at one point and said, hey man, come on the show. You're welcome. And that's actually just out of respect for the knowledge Bangs has and some of the some of the conversations that we've had in the past where it's not become contentious, but it's also like, this is the point of doing this show is the conversation around that. So Bangs.
And let's be honest, there's a lot of stuff about what we're talking about that is extremely subjective. And so, there are people here that are smarter than us. There are people here that have different opinions on what sounds good than us. And that's totally fine.
Oh shit, we're at an hour and we got to go soon. I'm just going to do really quick here. I have an SM7B. I'm thinking of getting a condenser mic. What would you recommend? The nearest would match the SM7B, but on less than the $300 budget. There's no such thing as an SM7B condenser. The SM7B is a very dark mic.
I mean, I was going to say the closest that you would get technology-wise in the condenser would be like a tube condenser, and you're going to pay way more than $300 for a tube.
That's a lot of money. So if you just want a good condenser microphone, shit, there's a ton. From a cheap perspective, Rode NT1 is a fantastic buy. I think they're like $150. That is one of the best microphones, price to performance. Other condenser microphones, SE has a couple, the SEX 1S,
The Sex.
Sex 1S is decent. It all depends. Like matching the SM7B is the quirky part of that, where an SM7B has a very, very specific sound that needs EQ, and usually a lot of condenser mics are very crystal clear. So
they're kind of good to go. The SM7B, it captures a lot of nice texture on stuff, but I do find I've got to do some stuff to it to really bring out that texture in a balanced way.
Well, and also like if you want any of that top end, definitely like,
yeah.
I'd call in if I could. Unfortunately, I'm still at work for most of the lives. You know what? I mean, but that's part of it, right? Call in from work. Who cares? Go on break.
Yeah.
Textone Audio Stellar X2, love it. Great sound and cost. They're on the X3 now, and I've had some weird situations with Textone Audio products. I'm reaching out to them, and they've never gotten back to me because there was a scam going on. So, 100%, especially if you use it for your job, it's a tool. Yes. Okay. Bangs is awesome, by the way. Yeah, I love Bangs. Rode Broadcaster. Did I say Rode Broadcaster? Gear Junkie, how's it going? Happy Friday. All right, guys. All that said, did I say Rode Broadcaster?
I'm trying to think. Did I say Rode Broadcaster? Who said Rode Broadcaster? Somebody.
They've got so I lose track of all the caster mics they have.
Oh, maybe as in a replacement, like a condenser comparison to the SM7B.
That's not a condenser, is it? The Rode Broadcast. Oh yeah, okay, it is. Good God, there are so many friggin' microphones with Rode.
And there are so many conversations going on right now.
Right, that too. Yeah. The Rode Broadcaster. Shit, now I got to get this in. I'm going to have to get the Rode Broadcaster. If anyone from Rode is watching, can you guys send me the Rode Broadcaster? There's so many freaking microphones, man. This is the problem.
There's too many.
They have the Rode Broadcaster large diaphragm cardioid condenser. Is that a front address?
I feel like I've seen a video on. I'm trying to picture in my head.
The way that's set up on the
looks like
B&H video. Yeah, but the B&H video one has it front address. Anyways, Rode. If anyone's watching from Rode,
I'm pretty sure it's front address.
Anyways, thoughts on the Lewitt 440? I like the Lewitt 440. Great sounding mic. Very, very crystal clear. Yeah. This is definitely not going to be like your SM7B. The Lewitt, the LCT 440 is a fantastic mic. If you're a sibilant person, you're going to have to be EQing that out. Anyways, cheers, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate the time. It is front address. That's from Dan Foss. We will see you next week. Remember, we are taking July off, so we've got only a few more of these left before July, and then we'll be back in August. So we'll see you next weekend. Have yourself a great rest of your week, guys.
Ciao.
Bye.